Hey guys, what's up? It's Felix the Firecat with Soul Family Productions, and today's video is about the distinction, meaning the difference between Felix the Firecat and Keith Kreiser. So this is the video where I get authentic about the duality of my life, which is interesting to say the least. So Keith Kreiser, born as Keith Nace McKay Kreiser, son to Kurt Kreiser and Susie Kreiser, and brother to Kevin Kreiser. So it's Keith, Kurt, Kevin, and Keith Kreiser, mom Susie, and my entire family is in Young Presidents Organization and World Presidents Organization. These two entities are people who have over 250 employees that gross over $10 million a year that get sponsored to become a part of this organization of the CEOs of all the Fortune 5, 3, and 100 companies that meet regularly in something called forum, which comes from the word Greek. It's a Greek or Latin word to gather, and so they meet once a month and network and get real with each other about what it's like to have that much responsibility. And my brother's in it because he works for my dad, and my family business is Evie of California Inc., which what we do is we do 10,000 to 100,000 unit per style orders to the major conglomerates in fair wage and fair trade in Indochina, marketing and labeling firm, one of the best in the business, and they do everything through Sanrio and other licenses, everything with Hello Kitty on it, everything with the Disney princess for little girls apparel. That's our family. And my dad was the janitor in the company. He was the CEO of, now the president of the company. And that's huge because these resources are a part of my life, and it's by birthright. So I was in something called Young Adult Forum, which was a group of the kids of WPO members, and we were conducting business as usual for when we got access to the resources, which in my opinion are inevitable because of what I've created through the story of Felix the Firecat. So continuing on, I have the ability to manifest Soul Family Productions, the egoless empire playing the game where everyone wins. And this is the radically inclusive space for the most talented, most loving, and full of light sentient beings in our law of attraction to come play together to do paradigm shift spiritual business. Our goals are to create endless content with endless talent to send a righteous message of love and light that raises the consciousness of all those that lay witness and listen to our messages and what we capture authentically and transparently, endlessly through time and space. So I think it's pretty easy for me, considering I have 5,000 friends in my network, and Facebook won't let me have more than 5,000, but that means that in that law of attraction are the best in the business across the board in the Burning Man communities. All my friends are the most talented co-creators that build the biggest playground of endless possibilities, and they do it with ease and grace and love in their hearts. So we get to pull all the leaders of all these amazing companies together under the Soul Family Production umbrella, bring in the resources from Young Presidents Organization and World Presidents Organization to meet with the CEOs of these giant businesses, and we are going to get these companies to get on board with a lifestyle branding campaign that's about this new artist renaissance of blank canvases for amazing companies to decorate and to capture, and it is their content that then gets the consumers excited about investing in their products, especially when some of the money goes towards bettering the planet. So this is the concept of conscious consumers consuming in sustainable and green and amazing products that they're excited because they get to have a little bit of ownership in steering the resources of the world back in the right direction for the greater good of all. And this is a thing I keep talking about, the greater good of all. So this is awesome because most of you out there know me as Felix the Firecat. That started in the year 2000 when the universe, through me, through going to the rave community at 15, and through the universe created Felix the Ravecat. And Felix the Firecat had big fur pants and matching crazy stripes and holographic tummies and matching fedoras with matching ears, with a bag of tricks with LED toys that were way before their time. And I loved that I had this sense of I don't have to be who I was born as. I can be anyone and I can do anything, and through spirit and the divine I get to have this amazing life that when I tell it authentically it sounds like a fairy tale, and I'm like so grateful that my life is a fairy tale. And if that's true for me, that's true for everyone, and everybody has an amazing story to tell, and that's why I'm telling mine, because I think it's just made of magic, like real magic, like radically co-creating for the greater good of all, allowing the resources of the people who can make things happen, give them the opportunity to do something amazing and make money, and I believe that they will. And those who won't don't have to work with us, and their competition will, and they'll see the opportunities. So I am currently ready to discuss the terms of creating the first Soul Family production house here in Los Angeles, and I invite anyone to get in contact with me if you're excited about what you're hearing, because we're going to be creating the first Soul Family production house, which will have everything that we need to do endless production. So huge dance studio with a professional stage that has rigging for all aerial equipment that can be rigged with all of the right technologies, mapping and projecting, and getting the content in 4K from rigged cameras, with cameras on quadcopters and 4K cameras on the ground, to eloquently capture the endless awesome that is us, and to let these companies use this as their canvas to get this amazing content for them to be able to sell their goods and services. And that will be our self-sustainability through my creations, which is taking the resources that I was born into and the resources I was gifted by walking away from those resources, and choosing happiness and choosing love and choosing full self-expression and choosing to fully actualize in my own image and wake up in my own dream and not be reasoned with why that couldn't be so. And so I'm just the most grateful cat ever, because I feel in my mind and in my heart and in my spirit that I'm playing my righteous role and letting you guys in on what resources are on the table. And just to be clear, once I hire 250 of my friends and gross $10 million on my first mass gathering for the mass healing of the planet and its people on an Indian reservation on Holy Land, separation church and state, old souls playing their righteous roles in creation to allow the 7.2 billion younger souls amazing commercials that let them into a world that they can have a piece of. So they invest and they come and they get transformative education by the most talented conscious minds who have ever lived by day, that change people's energetic vibration, and that changes their world and gets them fully self-empowered in their own space as the centers of their own creation. While simultaneously at night, a fireworks show with an endless finale high octane entertainment, best in the business, across the board, co-creating and inspiring everybody and them seeing themselves on stage, sending the righteous messages from the Akashic records that lands into the listening of the masses. Me and my friends will put on the world's most amazing, beautiful, stunning, heartwarming, and soul uplifting content. And the icing on the cake is that a quarter of all the money on the ticket models and all money that's invested with all the spiritually conscious businesses that want a piece of this, they want to use the change in their giant couch cushion to sponsor a mass gathering for mass healing where they get to invite their whole company to go get special treatment because they paid for it, and their whole company goes and has a transformed experience, no different than when people go to Burning Man or any Burning Man regional or Transformative Festival regional, and they go back to work on Monday and they are transformed and empowered, and they start doing better work, and the work environment increases, and so does the productivity, and that equals dollar signs, which means the CEOs of the companies are going to look like superheroes to their companies because they're taking them on these awesome adventures on the weekends to go lift their spirits and empower themselves. And they're grateful to the owners of the company because they made it rain from the skies from the ticket holders. The ticket holders get to become micro philanthropists. This is people can make a huge difference in a small way in big numbers. Like, how about if the ticket is less than everybody else's thing out there? You get real world transformative education that allows you to become a more powerful, creative, and manifest more of the things you want in your life, while seeing a fireworks show with an endless finale that's raining from the skies on the less fortunate people in the planet every time we throw an event. Yeah. So like, you know, like we conquered and we pushed the Indians on reservations, and we like put up walls and we're like, that's your prison. Well, guess what? That prison's also salvation. And it's the only sovereign land where it's all over the United States, and it can handle, you know, 111,111 people at $333 a day for 3 days of personal empowerment transformation while making it rain from the skies. And doing two things. One, put the earth back in the condition it was in before we got here. Two, raise the vibration of love and consciousness. And the celebration of our humanity, the mass gatherings for the mass healing of the planet and its people, is our most epic mission. And all of the music videos and all the reality shows and all the other projects and endless tournaments and different campaigns will be fueling this righteous vision, which is old souls leading young souls, the most talented, most powerful creatives working together, backed by billionaires. An egoless empire playing the game where everyone wins, the game of souls. The battle between our light and our darkness. I'm made of light, and I step into the light, and I cast a shadow. So my shadow goes with me everywhere. It goes on planes, trains, automobiles. When I stop trying, admitting the possibility of defeat, of ever getting started, of not facing my shadow and doing my shadow work, and I face my shadow and I do my shadow work, I find my light and my empowerment. The other side of every one of my breakdowns is a breakthrough. So I'm excited because I know that it's my responsibility to play the role as visionary and leader of Soul Family Productions. I'm the face of the company that is going to play the game where everyone wins. This is the only game that we will play. There are no losers. There is just love, and there is change, and there is ascension. And that's our destiny. It's ascension. The barriers that make us feel like we're separate than everything get removed, and the oneness of all becomes present through our efforts together. Namaste with love, light, and abundant gratitude. I love you guys. Peace.